Ain't nobody in there. He just leaves it out there to be fucking scary. I mean, that's a good idea, actually. God damn it, dude. What's up, everyone? Jigsaw Bro here. I'm on my way back to Florida Motorsports. I'm gonna meet up with my friend and we're gonna go check out a house that we might rent. It's like 2 acres of land, and then you got the house, you got like a guest room which he wants to turn into like a party room, and a huge garage so we can work on some bikes and stuff and keep, you know, I have 2 bikes, he has 2 bikes, and he usually has some other bikes at his place because he's always working on something. Maybe rent out the house and rent out the extra rooms to, you know, some other bikers and have like a giant bike mansion. Oh, that'd be so sick. The highway isn't exactly the most fun you can have on a bike, unless maybe you got a big group and you're taking over the highway. Maybe, you know, then it's kind of fun. By yourself, I don't know. My tire's on the middle, straight down to the wire. Been doing wheelie practice so often. Matt from Florida Motorsports actually gonna hook it up with some new tires. He used to ride a Jigsaw too on the track. Speaking of track, I think that's what I'm gonna do this episode. I'm gonna show you guys some track footage, alright? I'm gonna explain to you guys how it went down on the track. It was so much fun. Basically, I went with this program that FSUPD does. They'll pay for part of your track fee. I gotta get out from behind this car. And what they do is they basically ride with you. So the first couple times, they'll ride in front of you. I'll put some footage up right now. See, that's me with, I think, Nick. And he rides in front of you and you basically follow him around. And you know, you follow his lines, you take his speed. And what he does is, if you're going, you know, really fast, if you're right on his ass, then he'll pick up speed. He'll start going faster. He'll be like, okay, this guy kind of knows what he's doing. And if he starts to lose you, then he'll slow down and he'll try to keep your pace. He'll try to make a good pace for you. And then what he does is he'll let you, you know, go up in front of him, and he'll let you lead. And then he'll watch you and the way you take turns and, you know, the lines that you're taking and the mistakes that you make. So he'll do that, and, you know, it's basically just hours on and off. Like, you go on the track, you get off the track, you go on the track, you get off the track. Hours, all day I spent, you know, on the track, coming up on this guy. Hot! You spend all day on the track just, you know, perfecting your technique, and that's only, you know, that was only my first time. This program, for anybody that's interested, by the way, is you hit up FSUPD on Facebook, and if you're a first-time track rider, I think you have to be a first-time track rider, you got to be a Florida resident, and you got to have a bike. And I think that's pretty much it. You have to have a bike that is fully eligible to be on the track, obviously. So, you know, if you got a sport bike, you got to take off the mirrors, you got to... There's a bunch of other stuff that you do, like tape the headlights and all that stuff, but they do that for you there. And you got to have your gear, obviously. I think you can rent some gear too, but it's probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. So as far as how the track day went, I mean, it was my first track day. I'm not used to riding too crazy. When I actually got to Tallahassee and started riding with these people is when I started riding, you know, actually felt like I was riding. Before this, I was riding in Orlando, and I was just riding around the street. I was riding my little 250. I would go to class, and then I would go home, and then I would ride around. You know, I didn't have too many friends that would ride, so I would just ride by myself, and I would go on the streets. And the streets don't really teach you much about riding. Now, there's only so much that you learn from taking this turn, for example, you know, like, and I'm not even leaning in these turns. So I didn't know anything about, you know, body positioning and leaning, basically. You know, I would just kind of counter steer a little bit to go like, to move the bike around, but nothing about body positioning. And then the track was pretty much my first experience with that, and I learned so much my first track day. You know, I feel like now I hit the streets and I feel a lot more comfortable with what I'm doing. It's still scary because you realize the difference between the track and the streets. Obviously there's cars and shit, but you know, things like gravel out on the street. One of my friends just went down because he hit a patch of sand. Like that's shit that you just can't predict. Like this, I don't know what the fuck this is. What if that car was going over it and then all of a sudden it pops out and I try to dodge it because it scares the shit out of me and I go down? Like, no fault of my own. It's just so... People say that, you know, bikes aren't dangerous and it's about the other people and how they make them dangerous. You know, that's true, but let's be real. Bikes are more dangerous than cars, period. And that's nothing to be... It's nothing to be afraid of. I love it. I like the fact that it's more dangerous. As weird as it sounds, you know? Oh man, deja vu. I feel like last video was just like this. Us riding out of here. When I told my parents that I wanted to do the track day, the first thing they asked me was, is it dangerous? And I'm like, I mean, you know, wheelies on the streets, I don't, you know, I don't think it can be any more or less dangerous than that. You want to do it again? Oh yeah. Saying watch me. I think he's gonna get like knee down. That's exactly what it is. Let's get that good shot. He's gonna wheelie. Oh yeah. He's fucking rocking those wheelies. Keeping it up there. So we just checked out the house we were gonna look at. It was pretty cool. The main house looked really nice. It had a couple like side houses and those looked like they need a lot of work, but obviously I wouldn't be living there. One of those would be able to, you know, we could turn into like a cool garage and shit. The other one could be like a party house. I think it would make a dope place. We're headed to Matt's place, actually, the mechanic at Florida Motorsports. This guy's got one of his bikes there, so we're gonna go work on that. Oh man, I gotta get some bad pegs so I can wheelie in higher gears. So I wheelie from like 30 to 40 to 50 miles an hour, and I like them better at 30 because it's right around 6,000 RPM, and it feels really controllable. Since it's first gear, it's not crazy twitchy. Shit. Fuck it, probably hit 100 in a wheelie. I started recording in 1080p 60 super view instead of wide, and I think I forgot to change it back, so it should still be set up that way. So let me know, guys, how you like the super view, if you notice a difference. It should be, you know, stretched out sideways. I've noticed, I think the bike looks thicker. I don't like how the bike looks, but everything else looks pretty cool. The stunts look a little different. Like sometimes when I get really close, the bike looks kind of like stretched out, but I dig it. I think what I'm gonna do for recording straight ahead like this, I'm gonna put it on wide. I like the wide better because usually when I'm recording other people, it's this way. And for the motovlogs, I think it's cool like that too. And when I put it facing back, I'm just gonna leave it on the super view. I just have to remember to switch it back and forth. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do, so I'm gonna end the vlog for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the wheelies. Hope you guys enjoyed some fun. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Jigsaw Bro out.
You see those front wheels go
All the way up. All the way up.
You ain't 12 o'clock, you ain't.
All the way up.
majestic, live on the books, boy. Wave to the sands, woo, how I look, boy.